right. It's time for the news, baby. Part two. Okay. A man who advocated caning for adultery gets caned for adultery. An Indonesian man has been publicly flogged for adultery under the draconian law he helped create. Milkis, a member of the Ulema Council in deeply conservative Aceh province in Indonesia, received 28 lashes in front of a crowd on Thursday after being caught having an affair with a married woman. Like many Indonesians, Milkis goes by a single name. His agency advises local government on drafting and implementing religious laws. A video by AFP news agency shows him grimacing as each strike delivered into his back by a masked officer on the stage in front of a handful of onlookers, some of whom filmed on their cell phone. The woman with whom he was caught also received a series of lashes. The country's only region to impose Sharia law uses caning to punish a series of offenses, including homosexuality, drinking alcohol, and having sex outside of marriage. We have clarified his identity, and we proceeded with the investigation and handed over the dossier to prosecutors, and today we carried out the implementation of the flogging punishment, reported Mohammed Haddad, and that was from the Sharia police chief, as telling reporters about the caning. So he got caned. He's one of the guys that helped implement the law. He got caned 28 times exactly for the thing that he helped put the law into effect for, and that's adultery. So be careful what you ask for. Georgia ex-policeman sentenced to 12 years in prison for shooting an unarmed black man. A former Georgia police officer was sentenced on Friday to 12 years in prison after his conviction in the fatal shooting of an unarmed black man outside an Atlanta apartment in March 2015. Robert Chip Olson, a 57-year-old white man, was convicted last month of aggravated assault, violating his oath of office, but found not guilty of murder in the killing of 26-year-old Anthony Hill. Before the sentencing, members of Hill's family urged DeKalb County Supervisor Court Judge Jackson to sentence Olson to the maximum penalty of 30 years behind bars. Because he chose to use deadly force, this is the reason we are here. That's what this is all about, the consequences of his decision. He's never taken responsibility for taking my son's life, never said he was sorry. Olson resigned from the DeKalb County Police Department following the incident. And here's another one of those cases where you got a cop that shoots and kills somebody, and then they get indicted, and then they turn around and resign. I don't think they should be allowed to resign. That's my personal opinion. I believe they should be fired. If you prosecuting them, they should be fired. They shouldn't have the opportunity to resign and collect a pension. That's just my personal opinion. So let's see here. I got another case here, and that was the 7-year-old girl it happened in Chicago yesterday, and it's a 7-year-old girl critically wounded while in a shooting while trick-or-treating in a little village on the southwest side of Chicago. Person of interest in custody. A person of interest in custody is in custody after a 7-year-old girl out trick-or-treating and a 31-year-old man were both shot in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood on Halloween, police said. Chicago police said the person they're questioning in the shooting is a juvenile, but they suspected that more people are involved. The little girl was wearing a Minnie Mouse costume, was shot in the neck and chest by stray bullets on the 3700 block of West 26th Street at about 5:30 p.m., officials said. She was among several children trick-or-treating at local businesses when someone opened fire in a rival gang members. The 31-year-old man was not related to the girl, was shot in the hand. The shooter wore a mask like the one worn by Jason in the movie Friday the 13th, Superintendent Eddie Johnson said at the press conference. The shooting yesterday was reprehensible for those involved don't deserve to be in our city, Johnson said. I'm disgusted but committed to doing everything we can to finding the cowards that would engage in a gun battle in the early evening hours while children were out trick-or-treating. The girl remains in critical condition but stable condition at Stroger Hospital. And the man was transported to Mount Sinai Hospital. So you got, little kids out there on Halloween, man, just innocent little kids out there, trying out there trick-or-treating, going to different businesses. I guess the parents thought that was a safe thing to do rather than have them going through the neighborhood, going house to house. They had them going from business to business, getting their little candy. And sure enough, you got some idiots out there going through the motions of trying to destroy each other, destroy somebody, destroy somebody else probably that looks just like them. And it makes no sense. It makes no sense, man. This madness has got to stop. Settlement reached in Antoine Rose wrongful death lawsuit. The family of Antoine Rose II has settled its wrongful death lawsuit against former police officer Michael Rossfield in East Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, an attorney says. The parties have settled the matter amicably for the undisclosed amount, said Fred Rabner, an attorney for the Rose family. It has been a great honor working towards achieving justice for the family and the supporters of Antoine Rose III. The second, the suit sought at least $1 million for alleged use of excessive force and unspecified damages to pay for medical bills, funeral expenses, and other legal fees. Calls to attorneys representing Rossfield and East Pittsburgh were not immediately returned. In March, a jury found Rossfield not guilty in the fatal shooting of 17-year-old Rose in June 2018. His family sued, alleging Rose's civil rights were violated when Rossfield used excessive and deadly force against him. Rose was unarmed when he was shot 3 times after he ran during a traffic stop. A witness to the shooting captured it on video that was posted on Facebook. The suit also claimed East Pittsburgh maintained a policy and custom of failing to properly screen, train, supervise, discipline, transfer, counsel, or otherwise control officers who are known to engage in excessive force. The suit said the East Pittsburgh Police Department had no proper policy of training on a litany of topics, including de-escalation tactics and the discharge of firearms, and did not have any disciplinary or investigatory procedures to address alleged wrongdoing and complaints against officers. So they got a settlement. And let's see. Rossfield faced 1 criminal homicide charge, but the jury was instructed to consider additional charges of first-degree murder, third-degree murder, voluntary manslaughter, and involuntary manslaughter. After hearing 3.5 days of testimony, the jury deliberated and found him not guilty on all counts. However, on the civil trial, he was found guilty on the civil trial, and congratulations to the family for getting that settlement. And that's the news. The first, November 1st, Friday. The news, baby. So enjoy your weekend. Get out there and enjoy your weekend. For all you working folks, know it's the end of the week. For all you funky folks, it's the beginning of the weekend. Peace.